Welcome to another video lab of MrLopezClasses.com. In this video lab, this is the lab number 1 of our course of marine electronics. And today we are going to talk about the soldering, series and parallel, and resistors. We are going to play with those elements. In the first part of the project, we are going to use wires, different wires in different gauge. We are going to remove the plastic, the cover, and we are going to practice with the soldering gun, soldering, like in this video with my students. That was the last laboratory with my students. They practice soldering wires. You can connect, twist it together and soldering, or you put the two cables and you twist it with your hands and you soldering. Practice, 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 practice a lot, because in the future you need soldering to most cables, to most terminals, to most components, electronic components. This is the second part of the project. The second part of the project is with all circuit boards. We are going to practice removing capacitors, removing, desoldering resistors, desoldering, and soldering again a new resistor. It's an all circuit board. I recommend, if you have old radios or stereos, disassemble those elements, remove the circuit boards, and practice removing the elements and soldering new ones. This is great, great, great practice. All the time you need soldering and desoldering. All right? This is the second part of the project. In the last part of the project, we are going to practice with resistors. This is the part of resistors. Okay? And this is the project. I am going to give to you, or your instructor, or you have in your home, resistor of the same value. We are going to practice easily with resistors of the same value. What value? 800 ohms, 1200 ohms, doesn't matter, no problem. I have 3 resistors in my hand of equal value. Okay, the first step is using the table. Read the capacity of that resistor in ohms. Using that table, calculate the resistors. And after that, with the multimeter in ohms, verify that value is according with the value that you calculate. Alright, this is the first element. Using that table, read the capacity of the resistor. And after that, with your multimeter in ohms, you verify that the reading is according with the reading that you calculated before. Okay? Alright. And we are going to do 3 connections. The first connection is in series. We are going to connect the 3 resistors in series, and we are going to calculate the total resistance. Alright? That's simple. And after that, we are going to twist it, the resistors in series, and we are going to check with the ohm meter that the value that I calculate over there is equal, is the same that the value that I did in my formula. Okay? We are going to verify that the reading with my multimeter is exactly the same that the reading calculated for series. The second one, in parallel. We are going to connect 3 resistors in parallel. And of course, we are going to calculate the total resistance using the formula that you know to calculate resistors in parallel. And once again, we are going to connect, twist it with your hand. You don't need a circuit board. You only need twist it with your hands the resistors and connect the resistors. The 3 resistors is too simple, because you have one resistor here, and you can get the second one here, and you connect the other one here, and you read the value between this point, and should be exactly the value that you calculate here. Alright? But we are going to do both. You calculate in your paper, and after that you do the connection with your hands and you read. And you verify, that's true. This is series, this is parallel. Alright? And the last one, we are going to connect the combined. Is series and parallel. We are going to connect like this. This is R1, R2, R3. Remember that this is equal that this circuit R1 plus other one with a resistor RF, and the total will be equal to R1 plus RF, and RF is the result of this parallel. This is RF. Okay, simple. And we are going to verify that the value of the resistor connected with my hands together is exactly the same like the value of the resistors that I calculate in the paper. This is important, my friend, to understand what is the meaning of that. This is the real life. This is the situation. We are going to use resistors like this to increase or decrease output voltage in DC circuits. This is the next part of the laboratory, is using the voltage for voltage divisor. We are going to check how can I reduce the voltage in the output with resistors. Like this. This is the formula. Suppose that you have a battery like this. This is the negative of the battery. This is the positive of the battery. And we are going to connect. We are going to use two resistors, the same resistors. And we are going to connect R1 here. After that, R2 here. Okay? Alright. And the formula said that the voltage in the output should be equal to the voltage in the input times R2 plus R1. Using that formula, you can practice. Suppose that this battery is 1.5 volts. How much should be the reading if you connect your multimeter in volts, and this is the negative, you connect the negative here, and this is the positive terminal of your multimeter, and you connect the positive terminal here, and the reading, if both resistors are equal, using that formula, is the reading is 0.7 volts DC, because this is the voltage divisor. I want that you practice using a couple of resistors, the same resistor that you have in your hands. Okay, the last part is try to do that connection and verify that you divided the voltage. This is wonderful, my friends, because in the future, for example, you need a 4.7 volts to activate one injector. That injector is not receiving power from the computer, and you need to create a board, and a small board, to produce 4.7 volts to activate the injector and move the boat or bring the boat from other place to your place. Yeah, this is simple. If you have the circuit board, you remember the circuit board. Suppose that you have the circuit board like this, with the two MOS holes. The first step is I have the resistor number 2. For example, I have one resistor in my hub, 800 ohms. I need in the output 4.7 volts. I have in the input the voltage of the battery, 12 volts. And I have 800 plus R1. And now with the procedure that you know, you calculate the value of R1. And now, with both resistors in your hand, you connect both resistors in this way. You connect two cables, one cable negative coming from the negative of the battery here, and other cable positive coming from the positive of the battery, 12 volts. And after that, you connect both resistors, the resistors that you calculate, one resistor of and other resistor here, and you connect one cable from this point, and now you read with your multimeter in between this point and this point, and you have 4.7 volts. I want that you practice in the lab with your instructor that procedure, the voltage divisor, play with resistor, play with the soldering. This is a wonderful lab. This is the lab that each 6 months when I start a fresh group of electronics, my students enjoy the class, they enjoy the projects, and the next coming project we are going to create in a circuit board similar to this one, a rectifier, the DC rectifier. This is the next coming project. I hope you enjoy this project. You can do that project by yourself, in your home, in your boat, or with your instructor in your school. Enjoy the class, enjoy the lab.